for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Back on this rap ish, I ain't even broke a sweat, homie, this practice. Pondering my next move, staring at my track list, hope I ain't missing my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own. Tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers, and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues. Guess if you ain't at the table, you on the menu. And I'm that spitter, baby. They don't want you to see, but everybody's south of Capitol Hill's rocking with me. Boys smoke the trays and ponder getting their life together. I'm comfortable with my role, so I'm like, whatever. Me? I ain't got a job, but I work hard. And you don't work hard, but you got a job. The irony is I'm judged while you feel the applause. I'm slept on, that's why I had to set this alarm. My dudes is armed, I'm armed with this arm charm. Body banging like she got that cream from Barry Bonds. Yeah.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
That Dre season is here, a real hitter with a mic, I'm everything that they fear. With that hood ain't the same, I was all on their ass, I'm level-headed. So yo, my dudes love when I spaz, and I'm so over Seattle's passive-aggressive attitude. They don't call you back, what they really saying is F you. While I'm from the same place, I move at a different pace. I prefer if you just said it to my face, damn, I did it.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it
I hate
for
these
us.
average dudes with they average spit, writing average rhymes, knocking average chicks. The closer I get, I can feel the people starting to shift. I'm loyal to a fault, and everybody can't come with. Rap's a rich man's game, I'm only playing with change. They bang models and singers, I'm knocking my own flame, I'm different. The crowd, I move with the chosen few. Black thoughts, I could be the front man for the roots. No diamonds and gold, I'm on my sticks and stones. If we can see your penny line, you should have on a thong. My team is strong, through this fire we forged a bond. And they already know what it is when I get on to the hearse. Party like it's December 31st. When I'm on my deathbed, I probably cracking my nurse. You ain't got the bars to compete. I'm a verbal athlete, deflating these boys so they say that I cheat. Damn, I did it.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Yeah. I should probably start by apologizing for the long wait, man. You know, I know I be tripping. But I'm not just a rapper, I'm an artist. And, you know, my creative process is a little bit different than most. Nonetheless, I want to welcome everybody out to the Dre's Experience. I got TCF in the building. My whole camp's here with me. I got the band in here laying this cool-ass vibe. And I'm Seattle's own. Let's get into it.
Welcome, everybody. Happy Friday to all of you out there. Welcome to the Morning Update Show. I'm your co-host, Trey Holiday, and we made it to Friday. I get to bring in my guy, co-host with the most, Big O, right back with us. What up, Big O?
Thank God it's Friday.
We made it, my friend.
Yeah. We made it through another week. You know what I'm saying? A very interesting week. It's good to be back here on the set. Kind of, sort of. I kind of like just chilling, though. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
but,
you're looking good at your home studio, friend.
Yeah, but you know, these guys put in a lot of work here in this studio, and so it's really good to be here. Yeah. And always good to be next to you.
Always, man. Glad you're back. We missed you.
Yeah, good stuff. All right. Good morning, everybody. Want to remind you that right now, yes, right now, you can tell it's Friday. You see I'm smiling through the camera. When I very first started in radio, WRVS 89.9, ECSU, Elizabeth City State, Greg Sampson, rest in peace. He told me, he said, Omari, the world doesn't care if your dog died, if your wife left you, if you lost your job. As soon as you press record, you got to smile through the microphone.
I love it.
We're smiling through the camera today. Good morning. I want to welcome you to the Morning Update Show and remind you that right now is a perfect opportunity for you to tag and share the stream. Go ahead and tag and share this stream right here with people who you feel would appreciate culturally relevant news and information emanating from right here in the Emerald City. We want to give a big shout out, as usual, to our partners over at the South Seattle Emerald and KBCS 91.3 over at Bellevue College. Want to remind everybody that you can listen to the Morning Update show. So actually, it's a pretty good thing on the weekends. Now that it looks like it's going to be rainy weekends and gloomy weekends. Listen to the Morning Update show anywhere that you find your favorite podcast. They're putting SoundCloud right there on screen and in the links, but you can also listen on Google, Spotify, iTunes, anywhere that you listen to your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network. Now, Trey, I guess we might as well just jump into this part. We'll jump ahead a little bit here. As this part, we always bring up that the vaccine is readily available here in King County. There's a link right there in the comments. If you want to get vaccinated, and my friend, if you live in Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. County, this vaccination and being vaccinated is very serious business. I got this one right here, Curtis. And we'll jump into this right now, and then we'll continue with everything else. This from the South Seattle Emerald and on every other news source probably in the whole county. King County will require proof of vaccination at outdoor events, indoor restaurants. This is from Alex Garland. Look at that, Alex writing for the South Seattle Emerald. And basically right here, the new health order will apply to outdoor recreational and entertainment events with 500 or more people. That's professional and college sports, concerts, and indoor recreational and entertainment establishments, regardless of size. That's performing arts centers, movie theaters, gyms, convention centers, indoor restaurants, and bars. And so now, Trey Holiday, there are a few provisions in there for smaller restaurants, everything else. I think this is supposed to take place October 25th. King County, my friend, if you're not vaccinated or proof of vaccination in this county here going into next month, it's not much you're going to be able to do outside of walk down the street.
Well, you know what? This is really interesting because we've been seeing, the progression of the restrictions and really accommodations to this pandemic and to COVID-19 as it's consistently been hitting people. Really, numbers of folks still passing away from this virus. Really, this is something that I think a lot of people were seeing down the line way back when. Once they got the vaccine approved and started getting folks vaccinated, there's a lot of people who are like, oh man, they're going to be wondering who's vaccinated, who's not at some point. And we saw a little bit of this in earlier iterations of the preventions around contact tracing. And when they were trying to figure out where you may have caught in COVID, where, it was spreading. And so, you know what? Oh, this is something that's really on par with what a lot of folks been saying out there. They knew it was coming, man.
Yeah. Definitely knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And what's happening here in Martin Luther King County is it's really tightening up, and it's going to be interesting as well. We see that although it's always sports here. We're going into football season, and a lot of the theaters are just now opening back up. Some everything else, but one thing that is different though is the tourist season is dying down, and the cruise ships and some everything else, because you bump into quite a lot of people who bring quite a lot of money, especially into the city of Seattle, but that they have died down. And when you talk about these restrictions now for like restaurants, if you're just getting pickup or if you have outdoor dining, some of these things don't apply. There's some small rules around different things, but yeah, for the most part, ladies and gentlemen, coming into next month, if you don't have a proof of vaccination, then your access to a lot of things will be severely restricted. We've been meaning to catch up with Dr. Duchin and the team over there at Public Health. I think we're gonna make that a priority going into next week. I know there's a lot of people in the community have different questions about this.
Yeah.
And then also about a booster shot potentially being required and some other things. So maybe we'll do a question and answer with Dr. Duchin. We'll get him in here. Let's see here. Hopping back on things. Well, we've time for our quote of the day. And you won't believe this one here. There it is. If you can close your eyes and visualize it, you can open your eyes and create it. And that is from our director, Curtis Cuddy Delgado II. You see what I'm saying? This is from the mouths of babes, as they say, Trey.
Hey man, Cuddy is speaking some truth here, and it really goes back to the ancient ways of our folks. And you guys know I gotta tie it in because visualizing some things is always been a part of how we get things done. You're right. You close your eyes, you can see it, and he's right. You open your eyes, you can create it. At the end of the day, the energy is on us to do so. And when we imagine things, honestly, that's been such a huge factor for all of the progress that we've seen. Just look at where we are right now in the technological era. So much of that was, somebody saying there's got to be a way to be able to do this and share information and utilize these waves to get information across the globe. And here we are today. We utilize it. It's right here on our phones. It's accessible to us. So I appreciate this quote, Cuddy, and I agree with you all the way.
All right, good stuff. And it's a lot of birthdays in the Salisbury family this week. The other day was my brother Kun's birthday, and today, well, I got you, Chief. Don't worry. Happy birthday to my brother Toon, the broker, Salisbury. I took that picture earlier. He stopped by the studio. You know what I'm saying? I was able to give him a big hug this morning. Wish him a happy birthday.
Oh, the brother's birthday is so close together. Virgo season up in the Salisbury house. And happy birthday. Absolutely, Toon. It was great hanging with you last week. And honestly, he's real vibe. He's real chill. I appreciate his vibe and his energy. Man, I hope that you are, surrounded by love and all of the people that love you. That's what's so necessary on our Earth days. So happy solar return, Toon.
Yeah, look at this. This is Friday, so I'm gonna play around here with the comments. Look at Lloyd Gregory was like, Cuddy, Cuddy. We do have some comments here. This is interesting. I said we're gonna have to have a show about. We're gonna definitely at least have to catch up with Dr. Duchin about these new rules that are going in, because we definitely have some varying opinions in the comments, which is good. We want people to share their thoughts, which is important. So the other day, oh, look at that, I put that in there. That's from Mama.
Oh,
happy birthday, Tunde. All right, here we go. So the other day, Steve Hickey caught up with SDOT when they were putting it's BLM mural right there at City Hall. So it's a BLM mural there, Black Lives Matter mural, and the words layered on top of it is "enough is enough." Now, we'll play this clip here that Steve put together. They mentioned in there an event tomorrow at 4 p.m. That event, though, because I guess weather, COVID, everything else, the event itself has been canceled. There's a concert that's actually going on, I think, the next day as well, but we'll talk about that. But here it is right here. This was kind of some behind-the-scenes stuff of the new BLM mural at City Hall being installed.
So today is a real special day. We get to finally put in a Black Lives Matter mural with the caption, "Enough is enough," here on the sidewalk of 4th Avenue on the east side between James Street and Cherry Street. This particular one was agreed upon with the director's office, the mayor's office, and some of the organizers from different art galleries and community members in the community. We decided that 4th Avenue, like behind me, on the sidewalk, and what's neat is it's facing City Hall. And that way, when the cabinet and council members or the mayor or whoever's there looks down, it's a constant reminder that, Black Lives Matter and enough is enough, So it's a very special piece. It's another destination for the city and tourists, and anybody can come and see it and enjoy it, but it's a statement piece, and it's one that's going to be here forever. And I'm just happy and proud to get to be a part of it. I remember hearing the word in my mind, enough. And at the time we were working on the Capitol Hill, I wanted to add the words "enough is enough," but that piece was already established and the artist already had what they were going to do, and I didn't feel it was my place to interject or to add any ideas. And I was asked to make some different options, and so I created 3 different variations of Black Lives Matter, and the 3 got taken back to the community group and the organizers, and they voted on the 3 that I proposed. And fortunately enough, my favorite one that says Black Lives Matter, enough is enough. Everyone's invited this Saturday here from 4 to 7 p.m. Saturday the 18th. There'll be an unveiling and different organizations and sponsors will be here. So come on out.
Wow. You know, this city is being intentional about, how they're going to do some new steps around equity, inclusion, diversity, all of those things. But really, this is a call again from all of those who came out of their homes to say, yes, Black lives do matter. And I think these kind of actions are really important when we think about something that's going to be long lasting there in front of City Hall. But also it's the action behind it, right? So this is a great action and a step in the right direction. And honestly, we need council members, we need elected officials, we need everyone to really be making this a priority in terms of how they're moving forward. So this is a great, great effort. Glad it got approved, and I like what he was saying there about enough is enough. We actually have been through so many different things. And as a nation, as a city, and as a county, we have the opportunity now to really showcase what it means when we can all be doing this together in a collective way. And so I love this. Oh, this is a great effort here.
Yeah, I think it's probably important for people to realize too that a lot of this stuff is pushed forward by employees in the city. There's 11,000 employees in the city of Seattle, 34, 35 different departments. And yes, it's the city of Seattle that basically put this mural here. But, I was just looking at some of the feedback when we posted this story yesterday on Instagram. And, some of the feedback is good. And some other feedback is like, yeah, well, the city is just trying to throw a token to Black people and this and that. But when you talk to the people who are driving these things, it isn't so much that an executive is sitting there like the mayor is like, let's put a mural. This is driven from people in these departments in arts and culture and in SDOT and everything else who actually feel this way and probably undoubtedly had to fight their way through to actually get this put in place. So, some things we see that when it comes from government, we're like, okay, but when you talk to these guys, and actually the gentleman who's talking, his name is Davi Inciso, and he's the project coordinator and designer. I mean, you can tell by the conversation there, this is something that's been on his mind for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're so right. And this is exactly why the moniker I use, you guys, at the end of this show every single day, Monday through Friday, is so strong, because he could have chosen to be silent on this issue and to not try to utilize any of his influence at SDOT to move this forward. Yet he didn't. And this is why it's so intriguing to me when we see the end results of how people are utilizing their voices. It doesn't matter how much power you may have or influence you may have, but when you are using it for good, when you are moving things forward, that's what's really needed. And so kudos to him for literally seeing himself as a part of the solution. And I understand where people are coming from on both sides of this, but when we have these kinds of actions really taking place at a city level, I think it's still an opportunity for us to be celebrating. That's why it's never celebrating to the point where we're like, oh, that's all we needed. No, but at the end of the day, it's great to be able to celebrate amazing feats like this. And shout out to anybody who was involved in making sure their voices were a part of this effort, because I'm sure it took a wide variety of voices to make this happen. So thank you all for, like O said, maybe pushing against barriers, finding a way to get this done. And you guys have done it, and it looks great.
All right, good stuff. And big shout out to Steve Hickey.
Yeah.
Steve was the one who put that together there. All right, it's Feel Good Friday. And we want to be intentional here and continue to uplift our partners over at Fast Fathers and Sons Together. We played this on air a week or two ago, and we got a lot of great response about it. Clip that was put together by quite a few people, actually. Carlos Imani, Steve Hickey, Gary Washington, Vic. This is a long list of people who are out there who worked on this to highlight the work of fathers and sons together.
The Barbershop Chat is a unique event that has always brought fathers and sons together. It's a place where they have conversations. It's a place of laughter. It's a place of food. It's a place of deep conversations. And it's not necessarily a father. We recognize that our community has a lot of fatherless homes. It's for the mothers that are standing in that gap. It's for the aunties and the coaches, all of those adult figures that stand in the gap for those parental roles. It's important for events like this to bring them out, to have those conversations, and to empower our youth and to empower that relationship. That's where bonds are formed.
We've got a lot of topics today that we're going to be discussing, some of which is going to be education and gun violence. If any of you have been aware, recently there's been a recent string of gun violence.
We are losing far too many young people to violence.
Gun violence is definitely a huge topic to discuss, but I think the first thing you probably want to think about is prevention versus intervention.
We have created a culture of death in our community. Today we are creating a culture of life.
When we invest in our youth, you know, these shirts acknowledge we are amazing, and I look at all of the talent that all of our youth have, and then to see it literally at times when you have it where you're at a shooting scene, lost so quickly. And we really need to make sure that those programs have those investments, they have everything, so we're not seeing that violence on the streets.
I know that the person who killed Connor is not the most evil person in the world. I know that that person needed something, because if they had all the love and mentorship and were a part of all these programs that are sitting on the panel in front of us, they wouldn't have been able to take someone else's gifts away so easily.
It's so important. We have got to give our kids something to do, an alternative to negative problems, an alternative to hanging around with negative people. Because if we don't give them something to do, somebody else will. And that's what we're trying to get away from.
You know, that's one of the things that I always say. You know, I would rather buy books. I would rather share books instead of going downtown putting money on books for someone. So I believe that intervention is so important. It keeps those young men focused. It keeps them without getting in trouble.
But let's have a conversation about COVID, and let's have a conversation about how that's impacting us as a community, how that's impacting us as individuals, and what we can do to be safe, to support each other, and to think about building a healthier community overall.
We have, black and brown people, now just speak more specifically to black people, have taken on a lot. We lead in the number incarcerated, in those suffering from diabetes, hypertension, HIV, an epidemic that still is ongoing that we don't really talk about. And yet now we're faced with something that we actually don't have to own, that we have some steps that all of us can one-on-one in our families and in our circles address, so that we are not taking on one more negative disparity or a gap.
And make sure that what we see in the internet is something that is validated rather than misinformation. And it could be very difficult to decipher and distinguish what is evidence-informed and what is misinformation.
Most of the problem is mostly trusting in the people to keep their mask on or to get vaccinated and keep each other safe.
On one hand, going back to school means that we would get a better education, and learning online is never easy. You don't have the classroom setting, it's harder to ask questions, so there's all these obstacles you have to face. But going back also, like it was spoken, is giving so much trust into your peers, and you getting COVID doesn't only mean that your life is affected, it also means the people around you, your loved ones, are also affected.
What community means to me is a group of people come together, celebrate their differences, and enjoy time together. People that won't knock each other down, people that lift you up, people that you enjoy spending time with.
So in order to maintain a community, any community, especially this one, is to give the people in that community a voice toward their own their own future.
We all got to be willing to just not talk about it, but to invest in it. Because if we're not putting our time and our treasure into building up our young people, building organizations for them, structures for them, giving them resources and opportunities, then we're just talking. And we got to stop talking. We got to start doing something that's going to give them an alternative, give them something else different to do.
What makes me amazing is all of who I am. All of who I am a son, I am a brother, I am a member of the community, I am a student, I am a loving family member. Most importantly, I'm a young black man in America. What makes the community amazing is all of what it is. It is diverse, it is loving, it is caring. They support you in good times and bad times. And the community is always there to support you and always there if you need someone to reach out to.
Yes, I just absolutely adore that segment because, you know, what we really need to see more of is exactly what they stand for. It's fathers and sons together, but it's also the welcoming and warming of community coming together to really celebrate young people and to be there as mentors and guides. That is the village mentality that I'm always recreating in my own life for my own sons. And so I just love seeing this segment. I love seeing so many amazing community members be out there and be engaged in the efforts of fathers and sons together. Great, great story always, though.
Yeah, no doubt. We put the link there to Fathers and Sons Together in the comments. You guys can check them out, support their work. Like I said, a lot of times we talk a lot about intervention, which is important, and we don't give prevention enough airtime. And so this is one of these programs for prevention right here, and also building stronger bonds in community. You know, it's Friday. We played this the other day, but you know, these guys really are great supporters, longtime supporters of us here at Converge Media. We were out there the other day in Ballard and stopped by Market Street Shoes.
Hey y'all, we finally made it here to Ballard, right here at Market Street Shoes. About to go in and check it out. Can't wait, because I know they got some dope stuff. Ready for us to get some dope stuff, y'all. Oh. This is dope. Ooh, and it has this. Mm-hmm. This is fly.
See, and see, it flattens. Pretty tight.
Wow. So it will fit in that.
Small.
Wow. You know what? Yeah, we were just, we had to make an appearance up in here. We had to come and show some love to our Market Street Shoes partners. You guys are amazing and fabulous. Thank you for your amazing partnership. And you know what? You guys actually have some really dope stuff in here that fits my aesthetic. Y'all know I got the crazy dope fits, and y'all are partnering with me to keep on getting me crazy dope fits. I love it.
Look at you. All right, Trey. So you can attest to this clearly there on the video. Market Street Shoes sells more than just shoes.
No, they do. And you know what? Our commercial says it all the time. And the truth of the matter is that I really went in there thinking, oh, I'm just going to get, check out their shoes. You know what I mean? So glad that we're finally made it here. I got to make sure I get something from out of here. And I promise you guys, I saw that show. I think Omari saw me because I was locked in. I was like deadlocked. And, for me, it's about exclusivity. And that's why I love shopping with our Black vendors. But that poncho is exclusive.
Girl, when they said there was only 2.
Yeah.
Now, if there would have been 10, I don't know if you would have got it. They're like, yeah, we only brought in 2 of these. You were like, yeah, sold.
Yes, sold for sure. Yeah, Great times.
Big shout out to Market Street Shoes. We put the link in the comments. Man, the weather is changing as usual here. Here in Seattle, it's a great place to stop by. Get ready for winter, I guess. Now, remember a few months ago, we were like, yeah, you can go get some sandals there. Now you can go get some snow boots.
Right.
Oh, one last thing here before we go to break and we come back with our Support Black Business. Man, this is big news right here. Coming from the waterfront, from our friends over at Friends of Waterfront Seattle. We put this up here. Pier Sounds. They got a concert series going, and it's the Black Tones on the 2nd, Earshot Jazz Festival, Devon Lewis and Friends on the 9th, and Tiffany Wilson and Yo People, Lady A, on the 9th. And yeah, this is going down over there. And also, I got some really big news for you here the Black Tones will be here in studio on October 1st.
You know what? I gotta say, man, shout out to friends at the waterfront. You guys are being so creative in what you guys are doing. And, I'm sorry, but man, the Black Tones, I have been, it's so funny because early on, in my career in production, I was able to do some stuff for, at Victory Studios, and the Black Tones was there, and they did a whole concert basically, and it was for this show that would come on late at night. I think they're still running that show, and the beautiful thing is that they have been so consistent in their music and their artistry. For them to be able to come here, I actually am a fan of theirs, man. And when you talk about, Tiffany Wilson and Lady A, hands down, two of the top dogs running their amazing musical careers and vocal talent right here throughout our city. I'm excited, man. That's a great lineup.
Yeah, so I put it back up here. Pier Sounds, concerts at Pier 62. And this is from 1 to 4 on October 2nd, 9th, and 16th. And so really excited about that. And excited to have the Black Tones in here. And by October 1st, the full studio will be out.
Yeah.
It'll be ready. So we're really excited to have them. We're getting ready to take a break, Mr. Director. And when we come back, it's time to support Black business. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
Market Street Shoes, slinging kicks since 2006, with styles that support you and yours, getting the F outside or staying comfy when you just want to lounge indoors as well. But wait, Market Street Shoes is way more than just a shoe store. Gear up for your next outdoor adventure with apparel and accessories that'll have you looking good on the streets, the trail, or even in your own backyard. With locations in Ballard, Redmond, and online at marketstreetshoes.com, there's undoubtedly a style and size that'll fit your lifestyle.
All right, welcome back to the Morning Update Show. And right now it's time for one of my favorite parts of the Morning Update Show. Support Black business, powered by No Excuses. Today, we're talking about Trey, but we're talking about the other Trey. I mean, there's so many though, right? There's Chef Trey Lamont, there's Trey Simmons. Today, we're talking about Trey Simmons and his brand. There it is, True Motivation. And so True Motivation, we'll put the link there in the comments, man. You know what I'm saying? Trey Simmons, last time we covered Trey Simmons, when he was doing that backpack giveaway out there at the Rotary Boys and Girls Club. But a True Motivation, man, we've really seen it go from just T-shirts and some everything else to full brand. And you see that, let me put this back up here right there. You see the sweatshirts right there, True Ethics. You know what I'm saying? And so like this is high quality clothing. A great way to support Black-owned business, Black-owned entrepreneur right here in the Seattle area. And the gear is fly.
No, it really is fly. And shout out to my twin, Trey Simmons. Oh, my word. You know, he was right here on Converge, and he's told us, you know, it's a complete athleisure wear line. Like, that is the brand. And so I love seeing how products are escalating over there at True Motivation. He was able to give us a couple things. You know, we got our True Motivation t-shirts, man. We might have to pop those out. But shout out to you, Trey Simmons, and everybody. We understand this is like, even if it's one person who's the spokesperson, we know it's a whole team effort. Shout out to Trey, his entire family, everybody who's there over at True Motivation to make this happen, because seeing our local brands take root and being able to be there, and when people are looking for cool, dope sweatshirts, hoodies, t-shirts, you know, this is the stuff that we love to be able to promote. So shout out to True Motivation. Great work, Trey.
Yeah, no, good stuff, Trey Simmons. And yeah, I'm getting ready to buy one of those True Ethics sweatshirts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm branching out a little bit. You know, it used to be Converge stuff every day, but I want to literally put my money where my mouth is. You know what I'm saying? I bought some toilet paper the other day from We Buy Black and some detergent, you know. So I'm literally buying everything that goes up here. We need to get out there to the Creamy Cone Cafe though.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to get up
When
on
are we
that.
doing that? And you know what? Ethics is a part of your game. Oh, I mean, so I'm not surprised that you'll be buying one of those shirts. You'll be on brand with the messages you're always giving.
I'm with it. I'm with it. All right. So as you know, from there we roll into Black Business Relief. And man, we're staying on message here. This thing is getting ready to come to an end in a little bit. We'll put this up right now. This is the Rudge Rub. That's raising up Black businesses. We'll put the link there in the comments. This is a $2,500 grant from our good friends over at Ezel's Famous Chicken for small businesses here, not only in Seattle, but across the state of Washington and down into Oregon as well. You know, no strings attached. Talking to Lewis Rudd from over there at Ezel's, said, man, you know, sometimes small businesses, they just need that little bit right there. You know, it might help for a repair on an HVAC unit or something like that. But the grant is open until September 20th.
Yeah. So closing on Monday, you all, for all of the Black business owners out there that are like, look, you know what, this is going to be helpful for me. Make sure you get your application in. I'm sure there's no shortage of applications that they've had already being submitted because people are really excited about this. Oh, this is something that I'm hearing on the street level where people are just like, man, you know, Rud's Rub, man. You know what I'm saying? We put our app in. Oh, we put our app in. So I'm hearing how businesses are really taking advantage of this opportunity. And again, shout out to everybody over there at the Ezel's team that saw a need, stepped in, and is filling this void. And a special shout out to you, Sir Lewis. We love you so much.
All right, good stuff. We introduced this yesterday, and we'll put this up here. This is from American Express. This is the Back Black Business Coalition. Ongoing grants right now. It's going to be rolling all the way into next year. We'll put that link right there. Backed by American Express. You know, being intentional about it. And then Comcast jumped into the game. And we talked about this the other day. We'll play this clip right here. Comcast, $1 million, small businesses. They're being intentional and wanting to target Black businesses in King County and in Pierce County.
Businesses are largely in COVID. Small businesses have been almost twice as likely to shutter.
Disproportionately so.
More than half of Black business owners
struggling to obtain federal paycheck protection.
COVID-19 on
African Americans.
You know, somehow we always find a way to rise.
To the blueprint builders, to the backbones of every block, to the late night legends and the pioneers of legacy. For the curators of the culture, for the family franchise, and for generations to follow. You might fall, but never fail. Keep rising, keep rising, keep rising. Apply today for a variety of business, marketing, and tech makeovers on us to help your rise.
All right, we put the link there in the comments, Comcast Rise. And basically between now and the end of this month is opportunity for people to look at the requirements, get all the stuff together. And then the window for applying is October 1st through the 14th. And $10,000 grants. You don't have to be a Comcast customer. $10,000 grants. And like I said, $1 million across King and Pierce counties.
You know, this is definitely a Feel Good Friday, all of these amazing stories and being able to highlight the resources that are being intentional to come into the Black community. You know, we need more and more folks out there to understand the importance of these kinds of direct and intentional investments. And kudos to all of the folks over at American Express, the folks over at Comcast who saw these needs. Because honestly, when we talk about even what we said earlier, that enough is enough, it really is. And what does that mean? How do you put it into practice? How do you change your systems and your approaches to really being a part of amazing solutions and moving progress forward, to be very intentional about your inclusivity and about your equity efforts? Because really, this is about understanding that there was harms caused here, and there's things that need to be happening that are direct investments coming into Black communities. So again, kudos to American Express and Comcast for stepping into this space and really leading the charge. I think it's really interesting how we see so many more global corporations and global brands understanding that they have an opportunity to do something different. And yes, it may mean changing the ways that you've done business before, but it's so important right now more than ever that we see more and more folks doing that. So kudos to those who are.
All right, good stuff. We're going to take a quick ZYD break, Mr. Director. And when we come back, we're going to talk about upcoming events this weekend. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
Public Health, Seattle, King County, Zero Youth Detention, along with our partners from across the South King County region, are committed to reducing violence and creating the conditions needed for our neighborhoods to be safe and free of crime. Too often, the response to crime and violence has been a piecemeal approach with a program here and a program there. When family units collapse, schools fail to educate, the economy fails to produce jobs, and crime rises, we've looked to law enforcement and punitive measures to save us. Nothing could be more wrong or further from the truth. Law enforcement can't shoulder all the burden or take the rest of us off the hook. We are acknowledging the lived experiences of Black, Brown, and Indigenous communities. We are centering community as the experts who can effectively identify key issues related to systems, policies, and practices that impact children, families, and communities of color across this region. Those most impacted by the issues will help call out and identify the root causes, including structural and systemic factors. 150 residents will partner with King County to develop strategies, solutions, and an action plan that explicitly addresses system changes needed and eliminates barriers to access for Black, Brown, and Indigenous folks. These residents will also identify the criteria used to measure our collective success. Simply put, we need your help as we do the work needed to make King County the safest in this country. It will take specific commitments from all of us, community members, our young people, elders, and leaders from the sectors all across this region. Together, we will get this work done. Please click the link below and sign up for a work group. Or you can recommend a co-facilitator from community for each work group. We look forward to hearing your ideas, concerns, feedback, and solutions as we build a community where all our children can be happy, healthy, hopeful, safe, and thriving.
All right. Message there from Zero Youth Detention over at Public Health, man. You know what I'm saying? It's always a good message there. And that's Derek Wheeler-Smith's voice right there from Zero Youth Detention. I actually voiced that ad.
Yeah, you know what? Derek has been so connected to community. These are some amazing efforts. And these work groups are another way for people to be engaged and involved in, creating decisions and creating approaches and strategies around how we're going to target all these issues. And I love that they're creating these work groups. I think they're so important. I know there's other groups that have been doing work groups. This is really getting people engaged and involved from the community perspective, though.
Yeah, no, they've been working over at Public Health, and I think it's almost time for us to check back in with Derek and then talk about their efforts there. All right, so looking forward, what's going on this weekend? What's happening with our programming? Trey, your favorite people that are weird and appear at night, they are back again this week, Saturday at 10 o'clock.
Oh, awesome. They are so awesome. And we talked about them before because when we were thinking about the Borealis show over at the Paramount, it's like these guys are doing it every single week. They have their own ways of being incredibly and fabulously weird. Kudos to everybody over there that's making that an amazing effort. Weird at Night crew, we love y'all.
They sent you a message.
Saturday night at 10 p.m., it's Weird at Night, live on Converge, the surreal comedy art share extravaganza, featuring music, poetry, art, film, writing, and more.
There you go.
You gotta love it, man. The enthusiasm is top notch.
You know, the thing is, so they took a break, which I understand. But we need a break too. They took a break, and man, the best thing is they came back like bigger and better than ever. You know what I'm saying? You'll find it actually if you go to whereweconverge.com/post. There's a write-up on the show that's going to air on Saturday. You know, they're sending all these promos, and yeah, Weird at Night. I'll be at home on Saturday night, so I'll be watching it. If it gets extra weird, I'm gonna call you.
There we go.
So we'll watch it together. Also, Truly Unruly, Sunday at 8 p.m. And man, it's the True Fonts. And you remember like episode 1, I think where this week's gonna be episode 26. They've come a long way from episode 1. Like they be in the nitty gritty these days there. But this is one of the favorite moments. They were on the morning update show and we were talking about Truly Unruly. And this is Marcus and Jessica Trufant talking about Black love.
Like Black love, it's a movement. It is, we're here to showcase that Black love is here. It's beautiful. It's happy. It's not perfect, but it is that's our goal. Black love is everything. And we just want to encourage it, inspire it, and showcase it, really.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And just give people the opportunity to see it in real time. You know, you see stuff on social media, or you may know me from sports and stuff like that, but we are regular people doing normal family things with kids, the ups and downs, and you can get through it. And you gotta enjoy the ride, and it all starts with love. You gotta have that foundation, and we just trying to showcase the normalness of our everyday.
Right, and we're Black.
I love that. Right. And we're Black. You know what? Shout out to the True Fonts, man. And I really love that message because, you know, it is about being able to have that partner that you can go through all of the things with. And really what they said there is key. When love is the foundation and you're always resting on love, it's easy to have a long-lasting connection with someone. So shout out to the True Fonts, man, and Truly Unruly.
Yo, and the best thing is now is they're so comfortable in their show that like it's real. I was gonna tell you, it's like it's real, and I think it's really good as well for couples or people aspiring to be in and a couple to be married, they have 5 kids and everything else. They really talk about a lot of just real life experience. So that is Sunday at 8 p.m. Truly Unruly. Catch that there. Man, looks like we're at the end of the show, Trey. Wow. We got a few minutes left in the bank.
Oh, look at that. It's been an amazing week of shows. And you guys know for me, my message just stays the same. You know, even with the True Fonts as a great example today and hopefully inspiration for you, one of the great things that we can do is utilize technology to bolster our messaging, to get more and more messages across. So I'll say to you, if you want to be inspiring to someone else through your own lived experience, as the True Fonts are, think about, you know, getting a mic, you know, doing a podcast. You can record on your laptops, make it real easy, be at home. You know, you don't have to have a full-on big production to make some things happen or to allow your message to proliferate through the ethos. You can actually do it in a really easy way. And so again, I'm just encouraging folks, man, the more of us who are utilizing our voices for good, the better we all will be. The more of us who are utilizing our energy for greatness, the greater we will be. So please see yourself as part of some amazing solutions out there. There's plenty of things to get into, man.
All right, Good stuff. So again, a reminder that tomorrow, 10 p.m., Weird at Night, and Sunday at 8 p.m., Truly Unruly. Man, I know Monday we're going to have so much news to talk about. So on that note, want to remind everybody, go forward in your purpose. Go forward in your humanity. And until Monday at 11 a.m. Peace.
Lift every voice and sing till earth in heaven. liberty. Let our rejoicing rise as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rise.